Hey everyone, welcome to today's explainer. If you are an 8th grader and you've been feeling, even just a little bit nervous about the upcoming STAR math test, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath right now. Seriously, we've got this. Today's journey is totally designed to build your confidence, lock in those crucial skills, and help you absolutely master linear equations. We're going to make sense of the numbers, find our direction, and basically set you up for total success. So let's just dive right into it.
Now, before we actually get into the nitty-gritty numbers, I really want to ground our lesson today in this powerful idea from Proverbs 3:6. It says, "In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." Now, what's super interesting here is how this perfectly mirrors exactly what we're doing in math today. Think about it. Just as God provides this perfect, reliable direction for our lives to keep our paths straight, the mathematical tools we're going to look at today, well, they give us perfect, reliable direction for graphing straight lines. It's awesome. There's order in life, and there is for sure order in math.
Okay, here is our route map for today's journey. First step, the GPS for graphs. Second, finding your direction. Third, starting points and destinations. Fourth, mapping it all out. Fifth, we'll test your navigation skills. And finally, we'll look at the straight path ahead. Let's hit the road. All right, starting off with section 1, the GPS for graphs. We are uncovering stories in the numbers.
Moving right along to section 2, finding your direction. This is all about mastering the steering wheel of our graph.
So to draw a straight path, we need our absolute first, most crucial tool, and that is slope. Now this is a word you're going to use across algebra, science, business, even tech to track things like, say, how much a cell phone plan costs, or how a savings account grows over time. Basically, slope tells you exactly how steep a line is. And the magic formula here? It's found using rise over run. I really want you to let that stick in your mind. Rise over run. It just means we calculate how far the line goes up or down, that's our rise, and we divide it by how far the line goes left or right, which is our run. It really is that straightforward. Just ask yourself, how much are we going up compared to how much we're moving over? And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when we actually calculate that slope. We basically get two main types of direction. A positive slope means the line goes uphill from left to right. Just imagine you're hiking up a mountain. That is positive growth. But on the flip side, a negative slope means the line goes downhill from left to right. So just by quickly glancing at the line on a graph, you can instantly recognize whether your path is climbing upward or if it's heading downward.
Which brings us to section 3, starting points and destinations. We're going to be pinpointing our exact locations. Okay, so the crucial first location marker you need to know is the y-intercept. This is the exact spot where the line perfectly crosses that vertical y-axis. Now, why does this matter? Well, because in literally any real-world problem, the y-intercept is your starting line. Say you're looking at a graph of your bank account. The y-intercept is how much money you had before you started saving or spending. It's exactly where the story begins at 0 time.
Next up, we have the x-intercept. This is where the line crosses the horizontal x-axis. If the y-intercept is our starting line, I want you to think of the x-intercept as our ground zero. In real-world scenarios, this very often represents the exact moment when something hits 0. For example, if you're tracking a sinking submarine, the x-intercept is that moment it hits the surface level. Or, if you're paying off a big debt, it's the beautiful moment your balance drops to exactly 0. All right, section 4, mapping it all out. Let's actually practice using these GPS tools. Let's look at example 1. We need to find the slope between 2 points, 1, 3, and 3, 7. Remember our mantra, rise over run. We find the rise by subtracting our y values, and the run by subtracting our x values. So, step 1, we set up our formula, 7 minus 3 on the top, divided by 3 minus 1 on the bottom. Step 2, we just do that simple subtraction. 7 minus 3 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2. So we're left with 4 over 2. And step 3, just solve it. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So our slope is 2. See? When you break it down step by step like that, the numbers really aren't a jumble at all. Finding the slope is super simple and methodical. Now let's move to example 2 and see how this works when we're given an actual equation instead of just points. Take a look at this equation. Y equals 3x minus 5. We need to identify both intercepts here. First off, the y-intercept is incredibly easy to spot. It's just that constant number hanging out at the end. So right away, our y-intercept is -5. Boom, we found our starting point. Now, to find our ground zero, the x-intercept, we just set y to 0. So we write 0 equals 3x minus 5. Add 5 to both sides, divide by 3, and there we have it. The x-intercept is 5 over 3. We literally extracted both of our key locations in just a matter of seconds.
For example 3, sometimes the math gives us a table of values instead. Here we have an x column and a y column. The coordinate pairs are -1, 1, 0, 3, and 1, 5. Honestly, all you have to do here is plot these specific coordinates right onto your graph paper. Once those 3 dots are on the page, you just lay down your ruler and connect them. And because of that constant slope we talked about, connecting those points forms a perfectly straight line. You can sketch out an entire line just by plotting exactly what's in the table.
Okay, Section 5. Test your navigation skills. It is time for some independent practice.
It's time for the you do portion of our journey. Here are 5 assignments to really lock in this knowledge. You're going to be finding slopes from points, identifying intercepts from equations, and using a table to graph. I have absolute, unwavering belief in your ability to absolutely crush these questions before your STAR test. You've got the GPS now, so go navigate. And finally, Section 6, the straight path ahead, navigating math and life. I want you to consider this promise from Romans 8:6-7, which assures peace of mind to everyone who keeps their minds spiritual. Think about it. When we follow the rules of math, when we plug in the right numbers and respect the order of operations, the result is total clarity. It gives us peace of mind knowing our graph is completely correct. Well, in the exact same way, keeping our minds aligned spiritually and morally gives us incredible peace of mind in our daily lives. We get to avoid the chaos, just like we avoid a messy, incorrect graph. And this brings us to a core truth. Education without morality will hurt. We can learn literally all the math formulas in the world. We can use slope and intercepts perfectly to prevent errors on a piece of paper, but we need a really strong moral compass to prevent painful errors in our actual lives. We intertwine biblical morality with education here because honestly, having a sharp mind just isn't enough if your heart is pointed in the wrong direction.
Which leads me to this final, really crucial question for you to chew on. What is the point of being smart and supposedly educated if you just continue to make bad choices that hurt yourself or others? As you move forward today, I challenge you to be excellent in your math studies. I want you to navigate those graphs like an absolute pro, but equally, take your moral compass seriously. Use the perfect GPS of both education and morality to keep your path straight. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today, and I'll see you next time.